Welcome everyone to the Volker Orth Museum. My name is Phyllis Ger and I am a tour guide here at the museum, and also several times a year I do creative arts workshops. Today we're going to be concentrating on taking found objects and decorating them through the decoupage method. I have several samples I want to show you, and I will take you step by step through the process. Okay. So let's get started with decorating several items here with the decoupage method. And if you look through your home, you'll find so many different objects that you can use. This is just a large plastic container that I probably had soup in from the deli. And what I've done is I've cut out shapes from magazines with a theme of jewelry, since that's a passion of mine. And then what I did, to glue them, I love to use E6000, which is an industrial strength glue. I will show you how to actually do one when I'm finished showing you the samples. So this is used to paste down the pieces of paper onto the container. And then you notice there's a glossy shine to it. I'm using Mod Podge, which is not only a fixative, but it's also gives a nice glossy shine to something and really preserves it. I like to use the one that says gloss on it. And I would recommend 1 or 2 coats, dry thoroughly in between, a very, very light coat where it's dry when you don't see any more of a white milky look to it. And at that point, if you like, you can add some bling to it, which is what I did here. So I kind of had the face of a woman profile and added some bling for an earring. And then I had this just hanging around the house, and I thought I would use it as a little necklace there. Art Deco. Art Deco is also a passion of mine, which is from the 1930s. And through the computer, I printed out some images of Art Deco. And I started to glue them on here. And I'm going to do another one now so you can see the process of completing pasting one on. So this happens to be something I really like as an image. And as I mentioned, to glue it onto the container, you use the E6000 and just kind of thin strip along the edges. And just be creative. You can overlap. You can do anything you like with it. And so that's what I did here, pressing down firmly. And the E6000 will dry very, very quickly when you're just using paper. So what I want to do now is use the Mod Podge to create that gloss over it. A few steps with the Mod Podge. I'm using this foam brush, which is really good. I like the texture of it. I like the width of it. But if you don't have that, you can certainly use a paintbrush. And so we dip it in, and we just want to put a very, very light coating on it. And try and apply it in one direction, like that. Now, you can see there's a little bit of a milky look to it. When it dries, it'll dry colorless. Once you have applied your Mod Podge, dip it in water. And you want to thoroughly get the water out of it. Otherwise, it's possibly going to wrinkle. And if you can, dry it really thoroughly in between. There's no hurry with this. The idea is to just have fun, be creative, use your imagination. So again, what I'm using is the E6000. And we're just applying the glue to the edges. Like that. And I just have to decide where I might want to put it. So I'm just going to do this. And then we'll do the deco. And just press it down thoroughly. Okay, another thing I should mention is don't add any of the extras like the jewels or the pearls until you have decoupaged the whole thing. And let it dry. Okay, let's put a little bit of the Mod Podge over the Art Deco sign. And again, you can see that it's a little milky, but that's okay. It will dry nice and clear. And I most likely will put another coat on. So after you finish with this, always put it in the water, because once it dries, then it's almost impossible to move it. So that's just another tip. Then another thing I did was I had these shells at home. So I painted it with a gold paint, and then I took images. I went to Google and just made some images out of flowers and butterflies, pasted it down on the inside. And you can use this, for example, for a piece of jewelry that's special, and you just want to put it down and lay it in one little spot. And of course, it being an oyster shell, I had to put a pearl on it to make it complete. So that's something else that you could do. But I'm sure you can find so many different articles in your house that you could use as a base. So briefly, that's how you do your decoupage. So the idea is to just have fun, be creative, it's endless possibilities, and use your imagination.